Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Insecure Season 5, Episode 9, you guys. I thought this was Episode 10. I thought it was the finale tonight, or last night. And then when I was watching, I was like, wait a minute. That's how it's going to end? And I was like, wait a minute, this is not even Episode 10. So we got one more week. I guess it's going to be on my birthday, actually, you guys. Somebody that you all know and love. My birthday, Sunday, the day after Christmas. So I guess thank God it don't come on early and I'd be feeling obligated to upload it on Sunday. So it will be up on Monday, you guys. So this was a pretty good episode. Okay, I mean, we got a little bit of action. That's more than we can say for the last fucking 7 weeks anyway. So anyway, you guys, the review, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so we see Issa and Nathan. They're looking for a new place. Remember, they're going to move in together. And they found a place that looks like it's perfect. It's close to his shop and she can catch the train to work. And it's 2 bedrooms, so they can have like either a guest room or an office or like cool out space, you know, if they fall out with each other. But they're not going to fall out because they're just so cute together, you guys. 2 bathrooms, you know, he has his own bathroom. You know, she know how men get down. And he was like, I don't know what man you've been living with. And she was just sort of like, you know, always the awkward Issa. But anyway, they like this place so much that they think they're going to take it. You know, they hug, kiss. This is their spot. And then when they tell the agent that they wanted, he was like, oh, I've rented it out already. You guys was just so happy to be here. He didn't have the heart to tell them. So they don't get that place. Jumping over to Molly. Molly is at work with her co-workers, including Torian, and it's real awkward between Molly and Torian. You know, he says that he was offered a partner position, and it's all just very much, you know, Molly is just kind of looking, and she hurries up and gives him a big hug, and then she realizes that she's the only one that's hugging him. She's like, will you guys hug this man? Okay, so we all do a group hug and everything, but then Torian and Molly both look uncomfortable, so they kind of just walk off away. And the 2 co-workers was like, yeah, they're definitely fucking, right? Yep, definitely. So Molly and Torian aren't getting away with as much as I guess they think that they are. Then we jump over to Lawrence. Lawrence is at what's his friend's name? Chad's house. And he's talking. So I'm not sure, is Lawrence living with Chad, or is he has a place, or he's looking for another place, or he's saying that he's not moving until, I'm not quite sure, because he's washing the dishes. And was he at his place, or was Lawrence? I couldn't figure out where we were. Not that any of that is important. But anyway, he's talking to Chad. And he's saying that he's going to go to the party that Derek and Tiffany are having. You know, they're leaving. They're having a going away party. And, you know, it's just going to be a little weird because it's Issa's friends. And he's sure Issa's going to be there. And Chad was like, what's the big deal? I mean, you didn't try to fight for it. So, I mean, I would figure the 2 of you guys was fine being around each other. You guys know how Chad is, just very much matter of fact, to the point of being rude, but he gonna say what he gonna say. And Lawrence was like, well, what you wanted me to do? Like, I couldn't force her to be with me. Well, you didn't exactly say, please, baby, don't go either, you know? So I think that when Chad said that to Lawrence, maybe he already knew it deep down inside, but the fact that one of his friends, you know, one of his lesser, empathetic friends would even notice that he didn't try to fight for her, you know, I guess that gives him a little issue. So something to think about, right? So I guess he's going to this party, him and Condoleezza. What's her name? Condolences. Condola. What is her name? Is it Condolence? But anyway, you guys, this party, so it is in the backyard of Derek and Tiffany's place, and Nathan and Issa get there. You know, they look very nice. They look very happy together. Everybody sees them like, oh, look at the 2 of you. You know, Kelly, Derek, Tiffany, you know. They break it to them that they're going to be moving in together. They're like, oh, cohabitating too? Are we domesticating now? Issa's growing up. And Nathan and Issa look like they're happy to be together. And then in walks Molly and Torian, hand in hand. Okay? I said, look at Issa and Molly, child. I mean, you would just never know it from last season, right? And I guess Molly and Torian are, you know, the fact that they're coming in hand, like, okay, I mean, this is a statement, right? So you know, after Molly introduces him to everybody, he already knew Issa. Tiffany was like, oh, you didn't have to bring a gift, because he's holding a little box. And he was just like, oh, this is, you know, this is trash. And they were like, oh, you brought trash? And he was just like, oh, yeah, I just need to throw this away, you know. And everybody's kind of looking at him like, what? Why are you bringing trash? So anyway, Molly kind of pulls him off to the side, and he was just like, yeah, I brought edibles to the party, but now I'm realizing that this really ain't that kind of party. And she was just like, oh, wait a minute. No, it's that kind of party with me and you anyway. They go on and take an edible. I was just like, girl, you sure you want to do that? It's so funny because in Los Angeles, because it's legal to smoke out there, it's just weird to know that people just go around with edibles and shit. You know, we ain't got that kind of privilege out here in Georgia. I just don't understand why the whole country ain't, you know, why we all can't just have us some weed. I mean, I'm not a smoker, but I've enjoyed an edible or two in my time. Anyway, Lawrence and Condolence, what is her name, you guys? Lawrence and the girl are there with the baby, okay? And Issa notices them over there, you know, trying to get the baby situated and all. And she just kind of looks over there longingly, or I'm not sure if it's just awkwardly, longingly, maybe a little bit of both. But she doesn't say anything. Lawrence notices Issa over there with Nathan. And Condolence, she notices that he's looking over there at Issa, you know, so she's just sort of like, you know, she's in a weird space because her and Lawrence aren't really together, but, you know, they're still trying to do this co-parenting thing, and they had a relationship in the past, so it was just all kind of weird. She's trying to be as cool as she can be, you know. She's like, you know what, I got to go to the bathroom, you know, can you take the baby? That's going on. Nathan notices Lawrence over there, okay, with the baby. And so then Nathan was like, that's your boy, right? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, he came all the way down here just to go to the party. And she was just like, actually, he moved back a minute ago. And he was like, oh, to be close to the baby, right? And she was like, yeah, okay. But I think the fact that Nathan didn't know that Lawrence was back all that time, it was no reason that she needed to tell him that, because she's not in touch with Lawrence. So, you know, there ain't no reason why she should be telling him that anyway. But you can tell that Nathan was feeling some kind of way about all of this new information that he was getting. So anyway, the party is going on. Tiffany and Derek, you know, they're doing their little speech, thanking everybody for coming. You know, Derek is shouting out his boys over there that's here, you know, supporting him. Tiffany, you know, shouting out her girls, tells Kelly how much she loves her, you know, and that she thinks that Kelly would kill for her. And Kelly tells her that she would, you know, she would kill Derek for her if she had to. That Kelly was serious. She tells Issa, you know, you're the only person like you that I have in my life. And Issa was like, oh, thank you, I guess. So it's these little small little things that just make the show funny, even when it is, you know, even when it can be boring. It still has like this side banter that always gives me the giggles. And then, you know, while they're still up there talking, then in walks Dro and some girl. You know, Molly looks over and was just like, oh shit. And Issa was like, girl, that was loud, everybody could hear you. Okay. And she's shocked to see Dro. I was just like, Lord, I done been to parties like this where exes was all around, child. So, you know, sometimes it makes for a little spicier night, if you ask me. Shit. This brought back some damn memories, you guys. But whatever, we're gonna toast to Derek and Tiffany, you know, and then we're gonna get on with the evening. So after her speech, Tiffany steals the girls away, and they go in the house, and at the same time Derek has the boys, and you know, they just kind of over there shooting the shits. But it's Nathan, it's Lawrence, it is Molly's brother, I think it is, or Issa's brother, or, you know. So it's a bunch of guys, Chad, Derek. Anyway, Nathan and Lawrence get into a whose dick is bigger contest, you know, talking about the barbecue situation, from comparing Los Angeles to Houston. And but we all know that they're not talking about the barbecue. They're actually talking about Issa and the fact that they couldn't stay together, you guys know. So they get into this confrontation, and it's real uncomfortable for everybody. You know, everybody is just sitting there like, are we talking about barbecue? Because it never comes up that it's Issa, but it's clear that they're talking about Issa. And I was just like, uh-oh, a little tension. Now, see, I done told you guys that I felt like Nathan was soft this whole time, okay? But I was like, maybe Nathan not, okay? Because he's holding his own. Got a little attitude with Lawrence, but Lawrence is coming back at him with it too. So I was just like, okay. I mean, just a little something. Damn, we've been needing this shit for 9 damn episodes. So the tension is over there. But anyway, Tiffany and the girls, they're in the house. And Tiffany tells them that she's going to come back home for Molly's birthday, you know, and then Issa was like, and then your birthday is right after Molly's, you know, we should make a pact that we're going to be together for our birthdays. And, you know, they say, yeah, that they will do that. And then all of a sudden, you guys, Molly just starts laughing. And they were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. And she's laughing and laughing and laughing. Okay. We've seen the side effects of edibles. Okay. And I've seen a friend do exactly that. Just have the laughing fits. And Kelly finally reaches over there and slaps her. And she was like, ow. She was like, what in the entire fuck is wrong with you? And she was just like, oh, me and Torian had some edibles. And Kelly was just like, girl, if you're going to do drugs, you need to let me know so I can do them with you. Okay. So they laughing and talking and loud and everything. And then Condolence, I don't know why that doesn't sound like that's really her name. I feel like I'm messing her name up. I don't know why it's just blocked out right now, but she comes in the room and she's just sort of like, oh, I was trying to get some milk out of the refrigerator. So, you know, they're like, oh yeah, come on in, you know, and now we got Molly that's high and Kelly who's just Kelly, and Tiffany is trying to help her get the milk and all, and of course Issa there, very uncomfortable, but I mean, what we gonna do? She's in the room now, so, you know, they give them a little space so that Issa and Condola, that's her name, Condola, so that they can talk. It's just small talk, really nothing about nothing, but I guess enough to break the ice. So it wasn't as bad as it really could have been. And Condola's trying to be as cool as she can be, like I said. It is a lot, though. I was proud of Issa for not just saying that she was ready to go, because, you know, having to stay and stick out this whole party, and they was there all damn day, you know, that's a lot to ask with everything that she had going on, the dynamics of her man and her ex-man there. So good for Issa. Now, Molly goes out and she's talking to Dro. And as soon as he opened his mouth, he got on my nerve, just like how he used to back in the day. But child, turns out that Dro's divorced. Molly already knew, though. Her mother had told him. He was like his mother, you know, always running her mouth, okay? Told Molly's mother. But anyway, she was like, are you okay? Did you want to talk about it? He was like, no, I mean, we had some issues. And, you know, he's moving on. He's there with another girl. And, you know, things is cool. So him and Molly was fine, and Torian walks up and is just like, hey, what's up? And she was just like, yeah, this is my friend Dro. He was in an open marriage, and so he and I used to hook up a lot. We hooked up a whole bunch of times. And Dro was looking at her like, excuse me, why are you telling her that? Of course, you know, that damn high mouth speaks a sober mind. So she's telling Torian all her business. Torian's just sort of, the reason why I like Torian is because his whole attitude, he reminds me of my friend's husband. But his whole attitude is just sort of like, oh, okay, like, you know, he don't let nothing bother him, you know. And besides, he's also on edibles, so he's probably taking all this information in with a grain of salt as well. Now, Issa comes out. She's looking at the little cookies, the macaroons on the table, the colored cookies she calls them, and Nathan ain't in the mood. Okay, she doesn't know what happened with him and Lauren, so he's just sort of like, you know. And one of his barbers in his shop had locked himself out, so he needed to come up there to pick up the key from Nathan anyway. So then the guy texts Nathan, and Nathan was like, you know, he's here, I'll be back. But she's kind of looking like, what the fuck just happened? Like, why is he tripping like this? Okay, but she doesn't know. So he goes out there, gives his friend the key, and then he tells his friend how Issa's ex is in there. And, you know, he was just like, well, you know, what you want to do? Like, do I need to go in there with you? You know, do we need to run up? Like, I mean, we definitely can do that. And Nathan was like, no, I'm not really trying to do that. You know, he was just like, okay, well, you know, just let me know if you need me to come back. Okay, he's about it for real. So Nathan ain't really trying to get into no fight with Lawrence, especially at this nice party and all of that, you know. And plus, you need to just be secure in your relationship. But I mean, it's clear that he's not. But I mean, it's not at no fault of Nathan. I mean, these kind of things do make people uncomfortable. So I mean, I get it. Molly and Torian later on, they get the munchies. Okay, they've got the people walking around with the little fried macaroni balls, and little hamburger sliders, and all the different little finger foods. But damn it, that ain't enough. Okay, they go to the source. They go sneak in the house, and there's all this food like on the table. So they just picking up all the food. They eating. Okay, before the servants come back in there to re-up. And then when she sees somebody coming, she was like, "Oh my God, they coming!" So they run and hide in the pantry. And so she was just like, what in the world are we doing in here? Like, the antics of the high mind. So anyway, they're talking, and she tells him how, she likes him, and that's usually a problem. Once she really start liking somebody, then she usually just messes it up. Okay, she ain't really good at this whole dating thing. So I guess she's just warning him. And he was just like, yeah, well, you know what, Molly, when I first met you, I didn't like you. He said, but now I really like you. And he's like, and you're not going to make me get sick of you. Okay. And then he just kisses her. And I was just like, oh, child, I'm telling you, this is what we've been needing. We've been needing this kind of action. And it's still slow, quiet action, but damn it, this a little bit of action. That damn party was so quiet, y'all they had no music playing or nothing. So it was just like, we need something going on. So child, they get busy right there in the pantry. I was like, girl, don't fuck around, get pregnant now. You ain't got no condoms, and you just up there blowing caution to the wind. But I was just like, yay. I'm kind of glad that Molly finally got, her and Torian hooked up, and it looked like it's going to work out. So good for them. So that's going on inside. Outside, Issa tries to go throw away some trash, and when she comes around the corner, there's Lawrence. Okay, and she's just sort of like, hey, and he was like, yeah, he was like, I've been trying to talk to you, and she was just like, oh, okay, and he says, why did you call me a month ago? And she says, oh, that was a mistake. And he said, oh, you didn't mean to call me? And she was like, no, I did, but I shouldn't have, And he was like, well, I just wanted to talk to you because I wanted to tell you, like, I understood why you broke up with me. I was about to have a baby. I had a lot going on. I didn't live here, but now I'm a different person. Like, I know what I want. It's like, I'm here, and I just didn't want it to seem like I didn't fight for you. Like, I didn't want to be with you, that I was just like, oh my God, Lawrence, you're saying all of this. You done let all this time pass, and now you have waited until you are at this party when Issa is with her boyfriend. Totally not the right time. And Issa was just like, I can't really do this right now. And he was just like, I love you, Issa. And I was like, girl, you couldn't get nobody to tell you that they loved you. Now you got two men's telling you that they love you in the span of a couple of episodes. So, Issa's doing something right? Or is she? So when she says that, I was just like, y'all, this is about to be a mess. So she was right when he says, I love you. And then Nathan walks up and he was like, what's going on here? And she was just like, oh, nothing. I was just going to throw away some trash. And Lawrence was like, no, we were talking. And so, of course, because of, they've been tense all this time, the big dick contest earlier, all that shit then spilled over. Now it's time for these two to kind of have a confrontation. And they get to arguing, they get to pushing back and forth. It starts to escalate. This look like this is about to be a for real fight, until finally people have to run over there and break them up. Derek and Torian and Molly and Kelly and Issa, and, they all trying to throw him, push everybody back. And Nathan was like, just leave me alone. Okay, give me some time. Okay, he was pissed. And then Lawrence kind of like huffs off and walks in the other direction, and Molly was just like, fuck, she just came from the pantry, had a good ass time, came out to all of this. So she looks at Issa and she was just like, are you okay? And Issa's just, she looks around and everybody at the party, and of course it ain't no music like I told you, so everybody is quiet already. Everybody's just like looking at him. And, Issa just looks super uncomfortable. And that was a lot that she had to deal with that day. Like I said, I was proud that she stayed there as long as she did, because I probably would have been like, yeah, enough of this. But, yeah, this was actually one of the better episodes of the season, because it was just like, we need something to happen. It's like, so it's progressed. And something tells me that Issa ain't going to be with Nathan or Lawrence. She's probably going to leave both of them alone. Wouldn't it be something if Daniel showed up in the last episode? we still holding out hope for Daniel. But yeah, I don't think that she will be with both of them. It's something about when Lawrence said that, I feel like maybe she kind of had this realization on her face, or, you know, that, yeah, this is like too little, too late kind of thing. But we'll see next week. It looks like it's going to be off in the future a little bit next week, so you guys need to be prepared for that. But yeah, it was a pretty good episode. What y'all thought about it? All right, you guys, lunch break is just about over. Got to get in here and get to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right, all right. Oh, also, you guys, I am going to be reviewing Claws. That will probably be up tomorrow. I ain't even watched the shows yet, so it's like I'm trying to get, you know, there's a lot of shit to review. So, yeah, but I will be reviewing Claws, okay? So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.